With quarantine infection rates and other stressors that keep kids out of the classroom, the State Board of Education is figuring out how to most accurately calculate enrollment and attendance for funding. On Monday, the board approved a temporary reporting rule to help with that. Idaho News 6's Jessica Taylor explains more on how this will affect schools.
We have heard from school districts since the summer that they were nervous about how many students would be returning, and a lot of those forecasts have come true.
The temporary rule submitted by the State Board of Education puts overall enrollment numbers as the main piece of the funding puzzle for schools until 2021.
Funding schools based on the daily attendance, which is where we had been historically, didn't make sense this year. And it may not make sense another year, but particularly this year.
Even if daily attendance is lower, Critchfield says districts' needs have not decreased.
I would argue that more funding may be needed this year than previous years because of the fact that less students may be in person. There are technology needs and upgrades that schools didn't have to deal with previously.
Enrollment numbers have already taken a hit this year.
There's around 11,000 students in Idaho that didn't come back to traditional schools.
And the next school year could see similar trends, with parents deciding if private school or online school works better for their families.
Every year we see a certain percentage of students that want to look and see, well, what matches up and lines up with what we're looking for. This year is times 100.
The rule will be evaluated by the legislature and is in effect until the end of the legislative session. Other things to listen for during the legislature: teacher pay, the achievement gap, and closing the digital divide. Jessica Taylor, Idaho News 6.